561, which translates to 4.5%, to 8,539,802,361 as captured in the Budget Policy Statement 2025. In addition, ordinary on-source revenue is also expected to increase by 12.8% to 566,180,578 from 501,737,917 in the approved revised estimate for the financial year 2024-2025. The upward revision of the on-source revenue target is informed by a number of measures taken by the county treasury, which are all aimed at enhancing on-source revenue performance and include expanding the tax base, providing a clear and ambiguous legal framework for collecting every revenue category, full adoption of digital revenue management system, putting more effort on revenue streams with more potential and identifying and targeting new revenue streams. Appropriation in aid from the health sector is also expected to grow by 83,837,825, representing an increase of 8.5% to 1,064,906,565 in 2025-2026. The committee, however, observed that the forecasted target for facility improvement financing, FIF, was unrealistically high and justifiable. This therefore cast doubt on the ability of the county government to achieve this target. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the county government further expects to receive 1,646,539,167 in form of conditional grants from the national government and other development partners. This reflects a decrease of 182,948,796, which is 10%, against the printed budget estimate for the financial year 2024-2025, and 673,909,202, which translates to 29%, as compared to the revised estimate 1 or 2024-2025. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, there is a table below that provides a summary of expected conditional grants for the financial year 2024-2025. Honorable Speaker, the projections of the conditional grants by departments for the financial year 2025-2026 is illustrated on the table. Honorable Speaker, I will urge our honorable members to go through the table and get that. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, it is observed that while some conditional grants, such as the Kenya Devolution Support Program 2, is expected to increase to 390 million from 37,500,000 in the revised estimate for the financial year 2024, most of the conditional grants allocations are expected to decline in financial year 2025-2026. Significant declines have been noted in the Kenya Informal Settlement Improvement Program, the KISI Program 2, which is expected to drop by 691,390,346, while the financing of locally led climate action, these are the FLOCA program, is also expected to decline by 173,687,741. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, we have got the expenditure projection for the financial year 2025-2026. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the county government intends to incur expenditure totaling to 11,941,429,351 in the coming financial year, with 7,910,723,928, which is at 62.2%, to be utilized for recurrent expenditure, while the development expenditure is expected to take up 4,030,705,425, which translates to 33.8%. Out of the recurrent expenditure, 5,870,279,014, which is at 49.2%, will be utilized for personnel emoluments, while 2,040,444,914, which is 17.1%, will fund other operations and maintenance. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, there is a table that follows that, which projects a summary of projected county expenditure by broad classification for the financial year 2025-2026. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I urge you to go through the table with the physical projection of the county government financial year 2024-2025 to 2026-2027. Honorable Speaker, I kindly ask you to go through that table. That table illustrates that. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, we have got the county government debt and planned borrowings. The Public Finance Management Act 2012 provides in section 107(2)(de) that A, over the medium term, the county government borrowing shall be used only for the purpose of financing development expenditure and not for recurrent expenditure. B, the county debt shall be maintained at a sustainable level as approved by the county assembly. C, further, section 107(3)(4) provides that the purposes of subsection 2D, short-term borrowing shall be restricted to management of cash flows and shall not exceed 5% of the most recent audited county government revenue. D, every county government shall ensure that its level of debt at any particular time does not exceed a percentage of its annual revenue specified in respect of which financial year by resolution of the county assembly. In this fiscal strategy paper and the proposed budget for the financial year 2025-26, the county government expects to operationalize a balanced budget without any foreseen borrowing needs. Should such needs arise, this will be guided by a debt framework in the debt management and strategy paper of 2025 and approved accordingly by the county assembly as guided by the PFM Act 2012. However, the committee observed that the county treasury did not provide details of the total stock of county debts and other contingent obligations, including a payment plan for such debt. Honorable Speaker, we have got recommended ceiling for each entity for the financial year 2025-2026. In coming up, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, in coming up with the indicative spending ceilings for the financial year 2025-2026, the committee has considered the revised estimate for financial year 2024-2025 as the current departmental spending levels. Further, recurrent discretionary expenditures such as salaries have taken first charge, while under development expenditures have been allocated on the basis of ongoing flagship projects, ward-based projects, allocations for settlement of pending bills, and priorities set out in the county annual development plan for the 2025-26. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, there is a table that illustrates that just below that statement. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I'm kindly urging honorable members to go through that table as it analyzes that. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, we go to departmental strategic priorities for the financial year 2025-2026. Honorable Speaker, each and every department gave out its strategic priorities. And Honorable Speaker, let me start by Department of Finance and Economic Planning. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I had just having a health break. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, for the financial year 2025-2026, the department will prioritize strategic planning, resource mobilization, financial management, and risk mitigation. Key initiatives include developing the CFSP, CDMSP, and County Strategic Abstract 2025, alongside formulating the CBROB and budget estimates. The strengthened revenue generation, the department will mobilize donor and partnership funds while enhancing on-source revenue collection to generate 1.631 billion. Financial management efforts will focus on the timely preparation of budget implementation reports, financial statement, bank reconciliations, procurement planning, and asset management. Additionally, quarterly audit, risk register development, and county-wide risk assessment will be conducted to enhance accountability. Lastly, financial resilience will be reinforced by implementing measures to cushion departments against unforeseen financial disruptions. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, there are recommendations there. The department ceilings for the financial year 2025-2026 to be as follows. For the recurrent votes, it will be 588,415,165, and for development vote it will be 150,232,242, which will have a total vote of 738,647,407. Speaker, honorable members, we have got the Homa Bay Municipal Board. In the financial year 2025-2026, the proposed priority inventions for the Homa Bay Municipal Board include development appropriate policies. Let me take it up again. In the financial year 2025-2026, the proposed priority interventions for the Homa Bay Municipal Board include developing appropriate policies and plan and ensuring effective municipal administration. Additionally, interventions will involve implementing CUSP UDG for transport infrastructure, and infrastructure improvement, enhancing public facilities, and beautifying the municipality. The recommendations there for the financial year 2025-2026 to be as follows. For the recurrent is 29,918,181, and development is 49,126,257, which totals to a vote of 79,044,438. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, we go to County Public Service Board. In the fiscal year 2025-2026, the County Public Service Board aims to enhance governance through various strategic interventions. And there are recommendations that have been put onto this. The recurrent vote is at 69,834,348, and for development it is 5 million, which totals to 74,834,348. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, we have also for the County Assembly Service Board. In the financial year 2025-2026, the County Assembly Service Board will focus on strengthening the legislative and oversight roles of the County Assembly, capacity build members and staff on legislative processes and procedures, conduct public participation on various policies, bills, and documents submitted to the Assembly for approval. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, for the recurrent vote, we have at 1,032,734,503, and for development is 143,338,488. That comes to a total vote of 1,176,072,991. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, we move to the office of Deputy Governor, Agriculture, Livestock and Cooperatives. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, in the financial year 2025-2026, the department will focus on strengthening administration, enhancing agricultural productivity, and improving food security. Honorable Speaker, there is a recommendation unto recurrent vote, which is at 234,742,815, and for development vote, we have 253,963,679, and the total vote there will be, honorable Speaker, honorable members, 488,706,494. Honorable Speaker, let us move to the Department of Gender, Equality and Inclusivity, Youth, Sports, Talent Development, Cultural Heritage and Social Services. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, in the financial year 2025-2026, the department will prioritize socio-cultural development, youth empowerment, disability inclusion, cultural heritage preservation, and sports infrastructure. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the recommendation there for the recurrent vote, honorable Speaker, honorable members, is 124,553,803. And for development vote, honorable Speaker, honorable members, 85,515,565. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the total vote there will be 210,069,368. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, let us move to the Department of Roads, Public Works, Infrastructure and Transport. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, in the financial year 2025-2026, the department plans significant infrastructure development and road rehabilitation efforts. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, there is a recommended vote for the current, honorable Speaker, honorable members, for the financial year 2025-2026 to be 158,239,319, and for development vote, honorable Speaker, honorable members, it stands at 732,974,496. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the total vote there will be 891,230,815. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, let me kindly move to blue economy, fisheries, mining and digital economy. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, for the financial year 2025-2026, the department will focus on enhancing the blue economy, fisheries and digital economy. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the recommended vote for the recurrent will stand at 124,398,817, and for development will be 94,199,7 623. Honorable Speaker, the total vote for that department will be 218,598,440. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, kindly let me move to Department of Education, Human Capital Development, and Vocational Training. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, in the financial year 2025-2026, learning and teaching materials will be purchased for 66 IC centers to enhance education quality, in addition to construction of 240 classroom. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, there's a recommendation for recurrent vote, which is 1,243,065,338. And for development, honorable Speaker, it stands at 305,461. Sorry, let me pick it again. 305,461,295. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the total vote there will stand at 1,548,526,623. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, let us move to public health and medical services. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, for the financial year 2025-26, the key healthcare infrastructure improvement will focus on enhancing emergency and general medical services. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, for the recurrent vote, it has been recommended 2,897,686,298. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, for development, vote is recommended at 378 million. Honorable Speaker, the total vote will be 3,275,686,298. Honorable Speaker, it is worth noting that compensation to employees approved at 2.232 billion, and O&M and the development budget to be covered by A&A of 1,064,906,565. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, Honorable Speaker, protect me from Honorable Odok. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, kindly, Honorable Speaker, protect me from Honorable Odok and Honorable Ware. They are consulting in high.
Honorable members, you are urged to consult in low tones so that you give the chair budget to read the report. Proceed, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for coming to my rescue. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, when we move to the Department of Lands, Housing, Urban Development, and Physical Planning, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, for the financial year 2025-2026, the department aims to enhance structured urban growth, land management, and housing infrastructure. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, there's a recommendation on ceiling for the financial year 2025-2026 as follows. For the recurrent, Honorable Speaker, is at 82,760,057, and for development, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, it's at 570,338,850. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, that totals, it gets a total of 653,098,908. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, let us kindly move to the Department of Trade, Industry, Tourism, Cooperative Development, and Marketing. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, for the trade, industry, tourism, cooperative development, and marketing sector in the financial year 2025-26, the department plans to establish and equip 2 business incubation centers, conduct a trade fair, build the capacity of 1,000 SMEs, and run 2 market campaigns on value chain management. amongst others. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the department ceiling for the financial year 2025-2026 to be as follows. For the recurrent vote, honorable Speaker, honorable members, at 186,059,292. Honorable Speaker, for the development at 116,318,574. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the total of that gets to 302,377,866. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, kindly let us move to the Department of Water, Sanitation, Irrigation, Environment, Energy and Climate Change. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, for the financial year 2025-2026, the water sector will prioritize expanding access to clean water, improving sanitation, and enhancing environmental sustainability. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, there is equally the recommended department ceilings for the financial year 2025-2026 to be as follows: 250,648,646 to be a recurrent vote, and for development to be at 452,928,921, which totals to, honorable Speaker, honorable members, to 703,577,467. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, kindly let us get to the Department of Governance, Administration, Communication and Devolution. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, in the financial year 2025-2026, the department aims to improve public communication, branding, and medical engagement. Honorable Speaker, the development and to develop and distribute press releases and media kits every fortnight, enhance disaster preparedness, and identify and engage partners in joint resource mobilization for special projects, monitor, track, and report matters on public participation on all county programs. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the department ceiling, the recommended department ceiling for the financial year 2025-2026 is as follows, honorable Speaker, honorable members. For the recurrent at 442,308,429, and for the development vote, honorable Speaker, honorable members, at 413 million, honorable Speaker. The total is at 855,388,429. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, let me take you to the Executive Office of the Governor. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, in the financial year 2025-2026, the Executive Office of the Governor will prioritize facilitating the operations of the Governor's Office, the Deputy Governor's Office, and the County Secretary's Office, ensuring timely staff remuneration and supporting the construction of county headquarters. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, it has been recommended that the ceiling for this financial year 2025, for the year 2025-2026 to be as follows: 402,604,129 for recurrent, and for development to be 231,248,210. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, it gets to a total of 633,852,339. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, let us get to the Municipal Board of Kindu Bay. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, in the financial year 2025-26, a modern abater will be constructed to enhance meat processing and hygiene standards. Beautification of the municipality to enhance its authentic value appeal and environmental quality. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the proposed ceiling for the Municipal Board for Kendu Bay for the year 2025-2026 is as follows: 9,923,840 for the recurrent, and for development, honorable Speaker, honorable members, will be 43,416. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Mayor, the total comes to 17,967,256. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, let us move to Mbita Municipal Board. And in the financial year 2025-26, the informal settlement will be upgraded under KISIP program to improve the living conditions. And Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, the ceiling that has been proposed for the financial year 2025-2026 to be as follows: 9,923,840 for the recurrent and 8,043,416 to be under development. Honorable Speaker, and the total vote there will be 17,967,256. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, kindly let us move to the Municipal Board of Ndewa. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, in the financial year 2025-26, the Ndewa Municipal Board will provide routine support across various divisions to enhance operational efficiency and conduct periodic reviews of existing policies and plan to improve governance. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, there is also a recommended ceiling for the financial year 2025-2026 to be as follows. For the recurrent, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, 9,923,840, and for development, Honorable Speaker, to be at 8,043,416. The total vote, Honorable, for the ceiling, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, will be at 17,967,256. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, kindly let us move to Oyugis Municipal Board. In the financial year 2025-2026, Oyugis Municipal Board plans to develop and implement strategic policies and enhance data collection for informed decision making. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, the recommended ceiling for the financial year 2025-2026 is as follows. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, for the recurrent will be at 12,903,268, and for development, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, will be at 24,928,977. Honorable Speaker, that comes to a total of 37,832,245. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, that comes to the end of that, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I will come to the committee's recommendations, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, the county treasury should adopt a more realistic on-source revenue forecasting approach that it is based on actual revenue performance. Honorable Speaker, as opposed to using a uniform incremental ratio across all revenue streams. Further, compliance with conditional grant requirement should be complied with to improve conditional grant performance. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, the County Public Service Board should establish an optimal staffing structure by adopting a digital integrated human resource management system to ensure lean payroll and leverage expenditure on personnel emoluments. This is to ensure that there is compliance with Regulation 25(1)B of the Public Finance Management Regulation 2015 on wage bill expenditure. 3, the county treasury should at all the times strictly comply with the fiscal responsibility principles that requires expenditure on wages to be maintained below or at 35% of the total county government revenue at any given time. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, recommendation number 4, the county treasury should provide in subsequent documents full details of the total stock of the county debt and other contingent liabilities, as well as replacement plan for proper fiscal prudence. and compliance. Honorable Speaker, the committee has a prayer, and Honorable Speaker, our prayer as a committee is that the Budget and Appropriation Committee prays that this Honorable House adopts this report. Honorable Speaker, before I call my seconder, Honorable Speaker, we are all aware that the CFSC report is to provide ceiling and for each and every spending entity. Honorable Speaker, and as we worked on this document, Honorable Speaker, this House considered all recommendations that were put forward during the sectoral hearing. And Honorable Speaker, each and every sectoral appeared before each and every sectoral committee. And I think, Honorable Speaker, as it were recommended from each and every sitting that was conducted by sectoral committees, all those were considered here. Honorable Speaker, I would wish that as I call Honorable Tony Otieno to second this report, I ask our members, just as our prayer indicates, that we adopt this report to allow us set the ceilings for the next financial year. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Tony Otieno to second it, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Tony Otieno, member of Arujo Ward, the floor is yours.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. Allow me from onset rise to second this report. Allow me to thank the Chair, Committee of Budget and Appropriation, the Honorable Titus Asiago, member for Homa Singri, for this presentation. Same breath, Honorable Speaker, allow me to thank the committee members for working tirelessly to ensure that this report is ready and presented before this Honorable House, Honorable Speaker. Allow me also to thank the Secretariat, who indeed worked round the clock towards finalization of this report, Honorable Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, we are talking of a very important document in the budget cycle, and this is a County Fiscal Strategy Paper 2025. Honorable Speaker, the County Treasury is mandated by the PFM Act 2012, one, to prepare and also submit the County Fiscal Strategy Paper to this Honorable House on or before February 2028 of each financial year, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, we are talking about a document that specifies broad strategic or priorities and goals for the county government of Homa Bay. And this document guides the budgeting of the subsequent year. And this is a very important document. Honorable Speaker, if you look at what the Chair already alluded to, that this document contained the broad strategic priorities and the goals for Homa Bay County for the financial year 2025 and 2026. And this document also talks about the financial outlook for the subsequent financial year. And we are talking about financial year 2025, 2026. And it touches on aspect of revenue and aspect of expenditure for the next financial year, Honorable Speaker. And the Honorable Chair also mentioned something about the fiscal responsibility and accountability that is already detailed in this report, Honorable Speaker. So this document contains aspects that are critical to our county government. And broadly, we are looking at priority areas. We are setting these priorities, we are setting the goals for the next financial year. And Honorable Speaker, if you look at this report, it gives us a performance review, what I call priority setting in terms of the expenditures, Honorable Speaker, and also in terms of the revenues. It talks about the expenditure ceilings in each and in the respective sectors, if you like, the departments. And each and every department is already allocated a ceiling that is subject to approval by this Honorable House. If it's approved, then it will form the basis of our budgeting for financial year 2025-2026, Honorable Speaker. If you look at this document, it talks about a number of alignment that has to be done before this document is presented in this Honorable House. One, this document must talk to the budget policy statement for the year 2020-25 at the national level, Honorable Speaker. And this county fiscal strategy paper should also have the aspect of Genoa agenda, which is incorporated in this report in terms of priority settings, Honorable Speaker. It talks about the bottom economic transformation agenda for the national government and also issues of the CIDP 2023-2027, Honorable Speaker. This is a very important document, Honorable Speaker. But most importantly, the issues of the ceilings, Honorable Speaker, which we'll look at in a while. Honorable Speaker, in terms of figures, because figures don't lie, you look at the county budget ceiling, which is already detailed in this report, is 11,941,429,351. I like the way it's already distributed in terms of the recurrent and development, 7.9, a representation of 62.2% for recurrent and 33.8% for billion for development, Honorable Speaker. And this again, in terms of the ceiling, there is a 1,040 million for ward-based projects, which means in terms of the projects, this will be implemented. If approved by this House, the projects will be implemented in our wards for the financial year 2025-2026, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, something that I draw attention of the honorable members is the terms of the compensation of employees totaling to 5.8 billion, a representation of 49.2%. This is somewhere we are not doing very well as a county, Honorable Speaker. What does the law say? If you look at section 10(2)(1), talks about a threshold of 35%. And the regulation also affirms the same, Honorable Speaker. If you look at regulation 25(1) or 1B, talks about a threshold of 35. As a county, we are at 49.2%. Something needs to be done, which the report already alluded to, and we already gave a recommendation in terms of our wage bill going forward, Honorable Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, if you look at the revised estimate, and that is supplementary one, we had a budget of 12.9 billion. And in the printed estimate for financial year 2024-2025, we had a budget of 11.8. Now we are presenting a county budget ceiling of 11.9. Honorable Speaker, you realize that there is a reduction, an increase of about 0 point something, Honorable Speaker. And if you look at in terms of figures, is about 64,450,750. So from 11.8 in the printed estimate to 11.9. Honorable members needs to note the same. Speaker, this budget of 11.9, in terms of the ceilings of 11.9, the chair already said that in terms of equalization, equitable shares, it's 8.5. From 8.1 in financial year 2024-2025 to 8.5, an increase of about 4.5%, Honorable Speaker. Again, in terms of conditional grant for financial year 2024-2025, we had 2.3. Now we are talking about 1.6. Honorable Speaker, there is a decrease there that honorable members should note of about 10%. Right, Honorable Speaker, in terms of on-source revenue, in the financial year 2024-2025, we had 501 million. We are talking about, in this projection, we are talking about 566 and 180,785, an increase of 12.8%. Speaker, the A&A, which forms also part of the revenue We had 981. We since increased this in terms of projection to 1,064,906,565, an increase of 8.5%, Honorable Speaker. Another component of revenue was the equalization fund. If you look at the revised estimate, 260 million. In this projection, we anticipate 124 million in terms of equalization fund, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, these are very important figures that we must take note of, looking at where we are coming from and where we are going to, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in terms of ceilings, a number of things have been done. And I want to take a typical, just an example of the roads department, where we have a recurrent of 158 million and a development of 732 million. We've factored in 400 million for ward-based projects. That is 10 million per ward in terms of the road maintenance, Honorable Speaker. And also, Honorable Speaker, there is also education as a department, where we have a budget of a projection in terms of the ceiling of 305 for development. Honorable Speaker, you quickly realize that we already have 240 million to do the Ndoa Kaunda at a cost of 240 million. Honorable members already made a calculation, and they've noticed that we have 6 classes per ward, Honorable Speaker. And that is the reason why this is very important. Honorable Speaker, as a committee, we've really looked at the ceilings. We've done a review of the same. We've made a recommendation in terms of recurrent and development votes, and we've presented total votes to this Honorable House. Across all the sectors, across all the departments. This is something that honorable members must take note. Honorable Speaker, we've also made a consideration as a committee in terms of appropriation in aid, which is about 1 billion some hundreds. 664 million would be able to cover O&M, that is operation and maintenance, for the Department of Health. And about 378 would be able to capture the budget for the department in terms of development for that particular department. Honorable Speaker, we've made several recommendations, which is detailed in this report, but just in passing, that the county treasury should be able to adopt a more realistic on-source revenue forecasting. This is very important to this Honorable House, and in looking at this report, this is one key recommendation that has to be implemented in terms of the on-source revenue. Honorable Speaker, we've also made a strong recommendation as a committee to this Honorable House that the County Public Service Board should be able to establish optimum human resource in terms of staffing structure, and also adopt a integrated human resource system. This will be able to help us in terms of managing and also administering our payroll, and also looking at how we leverage on expenditure, Honorable Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, again, we've also made a recommendation to County Treasury in terms with complying with the provision of the PFM Act, and looking at the protect me from speaker. And Honorable Speaker is a speaker sitting in where speakers should be sitting, and he is consulting in high tone. I don't know whether you just pronounce him is out of order.
Honorable Tony Tieno, you are protected.
Thank you,
honorable members consult in low tones.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I realize he has a new counter. It is very important that has to go on record, and it's green in color. Speaker, in landing, this non-financial recommendation and financial recommendation must be implemented for us to be able to achieve our objective as a county. Honorable Speaker, with those many remarks, I want to leave it at that point, but allow me in landing that I take this opportunity. We grieve with the families and also friends and the entire Uber boarding boys primary for the tragic accident this morning. It's indeed very sad, Honorable Speaker, and I take this opportunity to condole with the families and also wish the injured quick recovery. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second this report in totality. I thank you.
Honorable members, the report having been effectively read by Honorable Tatas Asiago, who is the Budget and Appropriation Committee Chair, and also a representative of Ruma Kaksengre Ward, and eloquently seconded by Honorable Tony Otieno, member of Aruja Ward, I therefore propose the question that this House adopt the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on Homa Bay Fiscal Strategy Paper 2025. The question is proposed and the floor is open for debate. Honorable Florence Otieno. Florence Homa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was taking my time. I thought there was another Florence Otieno. Otherwise, I want to thank you for this opportunity. Honorable Speaker, first, before I support the adoption of this report, allow me also join Honorable Otieno in condoling with the family of Ober for the tragic losses that they had this morning. Honorable Speaker, as a parent, it really pains when you expect your child home only to be called. Maybe some of them are so courteous that they call you to tell you that your child is injured, and so you should report to the hospital, only to report there and then receive the body of your child. I condole with them, and I pray that the families get peace and consolation that surpasses human understanding. Honorable Speaker, I also want to welcome our students that are here. Please feel most welcome, and it is good that you are joining us on a very crucial debate. I also welcome the teachers. But one thing that I want to pass across to you with the permission of our speaker is I know you are proceeding for the holidays. So please go and take care of yourselves. You know, for you to be here, I usually tell students that sometimes my parent doesn't know that I am here. So it is your responsibility to go and work very hard out there so that you take care of yourself. Please, girls, don't go out there and contract diseases and get pregnant. The boys and the men who will make you pregnant will go back to school and will go on with their duties as you carry that pregnancy for 9 months. On the same note, Honorable Speaker, I still want to urge our students and the teachers, please, there is a site that is coming up known as 764. This is a very dangerous site where the owners are grooming children and students on major extortion and urging them and asking them to get involved or committing very horrific acts and child abuse. Please, as you go out there, be very careful of what you access on internet. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I will go back to the topic at hand, Honorable Speaker. As a HR's practitioner, Honorable Speaker, allow me just respond to part 6.2, Honorable Speaker. And just as Honorable Otieno, who ably seconded the report, said that figures don't lie, Honorable Speaker. It's a fiscal responsibility and a principle to ensure that the public wage bill is not beyond 35%, Honorable Speaker. But this committee found out that our current wage bill, Honorable Speaker, is 49.2, Honorable Speaker. That is something that is really paining, Honorable Speaker. You know, as we are debating, and even the students who are here, Honorable Speaker, they go to school so that in future they will find the jobs. And Honorable Speaker, from this report, we realize that being that the wage bill is very high, one of the recommendations is to freeze employment, Honorable Speaker. It means we are not developing as a county, and it may send fears amongst our people, even the students, as any other person. So I highly support their recommendation that one, we have the revenue expansion, Honorable Speaker. That is why I'm really happy about this report. Honorable Speaker, there is also elimination of redundancy. Honorable Speaker, as we were going through these reports, we realized that there are some anomalies, especially in the budgetary allocations of the salaries that are there. And I agree with what Honorable Titus said, who is the chair, that they will continue to really check on this, Honorable Speaker. And that is why I really support this adoption, Honorable Speaker. Otherwise, I leave for my colleagues to also comment on others so that I don't over-comment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Florence. Honorable Owedi. I'm requesting honorable members to put their buzzers off if you are not talking. Kindly proceed, Honorable Owedi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity for me also to contribute my voice on the subject of the discussion. First and foremost, Honorable Speaker, allow me to join my colleagues to condole with the family of the Ober for their loss this morning, and may they find comfort as they go through this difficult time. Honorable Speaker, I want to support the adoption of this report, Honorable Speaker, from the onset. And I want to again congratulate the committee led by the able chair, Honorable Titus Asiago, for such a comprehensive report and very detailed, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to make a few comments, Honorable Speaker, by supporting this report. Honorable Speaker, the architecture of the devolution system of government, the idea which was behind it was to bring the power close to the people and the service delivery also to our people. I think it was in the wisdom of the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and the people, the likes of Dr. Crispin Odhiambo Mbai, when they were drafting this devolution system of government, they wanted to ensure that they have brought the power, the decision-making, closer to the people. It was not only about ensuring that so many people have been employed, Honorable Speaker, but it was about ensuring that the service delivery, the essential services to our people have been brought closure, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in this report, I've seen that our county government is intending to allocate approximately 1.5 billion, that is in the next financial year, to go for staff salaries and benefits, Honorable Speaker. That will translate to approximately 49.2%, Honorable Speaker, already exceeding the 35%, which is the requirement by the PFM Act, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, that 49% poses a very big threat to our fiscal discipline, our fiscal responsibility, Honorable Speaker. And if it is not looked into, it is really going to be a problem, Honorable Speaker. Because if we want to assume it, or if we do the maths, Honorable Speaker, it will mean that annually we will be using extra around 1.6 billion, Honorable Speaker. We will be using extra around 1.6 billion. And that is a lot of money, Honorable Speaker. If we could put that 1.6 billion into our development, Honorable Speaker, it was really going to bring a very huge impact, Honorable Speaker. If Because if you look at the lean budget that we have been having, and still we have been able to do a lot as a county government, Honorable Speaker, from the lean development budget that we have been having. Our government, led by Her Excellency the Governor and the honorable members, still we have been able to do a lot in key sectors. If you look at the work which is being done in the road sector, Honorable Speaker, you look at the work that is being done in the health sector, you look at the education sector, and we have been able to do all this with this lean development budget that we are remaining with. So if we can really observe the measures of ensuring that we have reduced our wage bill up to the required percentage, that is the 35%, Honorable Speaker, we shall have saved, or we shall have freed approximately 1.6 billion. We will take that 1.6 billion, Honorable Speaker, back to our development, Honorable Speaker. And I believe that if with the work that we have been able to do, in different development sectors, if we can free another 1.6 billion annually and take it back to development, we are going to do a lot as a county government, Honorable Speaker. And I want to ask or support the adoption of this report by asking the Department of Public Service to ensure that some payroll audit has been done, Honorable Speaker. From my analysis, it has come to my realization that we lack proper auditing in our payroll department, Honorable Speaker, and that has allowed possibility of has allowed the existence of some ghost workers in our government, Honorable Speaker, adding the burden that we are having on the wage bill, Honorable Speaker. It has also come to my realization, Honorable Speaker, that there are some positions, Honorable Speaker, there are two people doing the same job and earning the salary.
Honorable Tony.
Speaker, I rise on standing order number 87, statement of facts. The Honorable Widi, member this House, says that there are two people in this government earning, I know he's going to use for example, which is, but already said, he needs to go on record to substantiate. Two people earning the same salary, doing the same job, and also mentioning that we have ghost workers. Honorable Speaker, I'm struggling to understand this in terms of facts. Maybe you can explain to this Honorable House and be very careful.
Honorable Awede, the two issues that you have raised about ghost workers and people doing the same job, could you kindly substantiate? Because you're on record.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I've taken the challenge positively. Allow me to maybe to put clarity on the point that I was trying to put forward. I was saying, Honorable Speaker, that if we don't carry, an audit to our payroll systems, it can give the space of having some ghost workers in the payroll system, Honorable Speaker, which can add the burden that we're having already on the wage bill. That is one. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, about the two people working in a department, I gave an example, Honorable Speaker, that you might find that two people doing the same thing in one department and having the salary for the same, and getting salary for the same thing, Honorable Speaker. I mentioned it as an area which should be looked into. We need to do a payroll audit, Honorable Speaker, to prevent the possibility of those things that I've mentioned, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the point that I was trying to raise, I'm trying to see a way on how we can curb this problem of huge wage bill. Because the way I said earlier, that I realized that if we can reduce the wage bill up to the required percentage, Honorable Speaker, we will be able to save almost 1.6 billion annually. So my point is, if we can free our budget, if we can get extra 1.6 billion and take it back to our development, to the development, it can do a lot, Honorable Speaker. So I gave the issue of auditing our payroll as a measure to curb this problem, Honorable Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, sir, if you allow me.
You are allowed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, I think from where you are seated and chairing the session, you'll agree with me that the honorable member who is just on the floor has a lot of experience, Mr. Speaker. I'm only wondering why the budget chair did not come to our aid and bring him on board when they were coming up with the report to exhaust the much of experience he's trying to, because he has taken more than 8 minutes, a single debater, Mr. Speaker. How I wish he was co-opted to enable him exhaust his facts and to help us, Mr. Speaker, because I think much of the things he's talking about need to have been captured in this very report, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm seeking your guidance. How many minutes for a single debater, Mr. Speaker, sir, should be given in this floor of the House?
Thank you, Honorable Koeji. I think the reason why he might have taken long because he was challenged by Honorable Tony Otieno to substantiate. Otherwise, Honorable Owede, you should plan to land.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. There's no time limit in debating, but I will.
Yes, Honorable Owede, just
okay.
Just plan to land.
I stand guided, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, let us have order in the House. Honorable Owede is on the floor.
Protect me, Honorable Speaker. Members are really misbehaving, Honorable Speaker.
Withdraw. Honorable Owede may withdraw.
I have withdrawn, Honorable Speaker. And I have apologized.
Thank you.
In my conclusion, I've apologized. In my conclusion, Honorable Speaker, is I just want to say that by observing these measures, Honorable Speaker, we shall not only ensure the compliance, but also that physical sustainability will also be in place, Honorable Speaker. So I want to, with those very many remarks, because members have insisted that I wind up. Yes, members have insisted that I wind up, Honorable Speaker. With those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I support the adoption of this report, and thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Owede, for the debate. Honorable Hamilton.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, from the onset, I want to support the adoption of this report. And as I do it, Honorable Speaker, allow me join the parents and the staffs of Obeir Boys Boarding Primary School that this morning we had just some departed souls. May God rest the souls in peace, and we wish those that are in hospitals quick recovery. Honorable Speaker, also allow me to welcome Obeir Secondary School students. Honorable Speaker, I will wish to go on record that I, as a member representing Kagan Ward, I was once an alumni. I was once a student there. And that is where I did my KCSE in 2008. And that is where I got an A. And we are also here. And it means that all of you can also make it to this house. Honorable Speaker, I also want to remind you that in 2008, that same year, Obeir was the third best nationally in biology. under the leadership of Mr. Oyange and Mr. Okinyi. And I believe to the teachers who have also accompanied the students today, you can just make it the same way Mr. Oyange and Mr. Okinyi did it in biology in 2008. And I feel most welcome and I wish you all the best. Honorable Speaker, there is only one thing that is ailing this county: cancer. There's a cancer ailing this county. That once we resolve the cancer, or maybe find some chemotherapy that we can do on it, so that everything goes back to where it was, then I think as a county we can really achieve much. This issue of wage bill, that is the elephant in the room. And Honorable Speaker, as I was looking at the recommendations of the Budget Committee, and I want to thank you, the committee, for having done a very good job. The report is very explicit. The report is very straightforward. If there is a way we can get the wage bill from 49% to 35% or below 35%, then I think as a country we can achieve much. And these are the structures that we should put in place, so that we as a county will ensure that this wage bill goes. I want to commend the County Public Service Board. At the other time, we saw a letter that was detaching 110 employees, that either they were lacking papers or there are things that were not in order. Some of them had wrong appointments in the wrong departments. And I want to urge them that after laying off 110 employees, let them not replace them with 220. It's a culture that has always been continuing in this county, that you lay off some, you create opportunity for some. We are looking for an opportunity to bring this wage bill down. We don't want to increase it. So I want to urge, Honorable Speaker, that this report should be followed to the latter. And then within 60 days, we should also get a report from the concerned department that outlines how they have utilized the recommendations that have been approved by this Honorable House. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Hamilton. Before I proceed, I want to make guidance or clarity on the limitation of debate. When you look at our standing order 94.4, it says no member may speak in a debate on bills, sessional papers, motions or reports of the committee for more than 20 minutes without the leave of the speaker, but the leader of majority party and the leader of minority party may each speak for a maximum of 30 minutes. So I believe you stand guided. As a matter of balancing the House, Honorable Melka, did I see your buzzer? The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity also to support the adoption of this report today. I want to join my colleagues in condoling with the bereaved family. I only wish them this difficult moment, the Lord Almighty God to stand with them. Let me also take this opportunity to welcome our students from Biobero. I think Biobero has been the best day school in Homa Bay County. Without any doubt, I'm sure you are keeping the standard. To the students, you've heard from Honorable Florence Homa, who is a teacher in the house. And it is always said that if you don't mark well the words of the teacher, you must go wrong. So I humbly request you, the girls, to mark her words and go with her words to wherever you are going for during your holidays. May God bless you. Back to the debate for today. Honorable Speaker, let me congratulate the committee, the chair and the seconder. The report has been read very vividly, with a lot of knowledge and wisdom. Mr. Speaker, I just want to join my colleagues who are crying over the wage bill, but I'll not say anything about it. But something has to be done about it. There's one thing that has been a song always. about the wage bill. We sing it, wage bill, wage bill. But what is it all about? Is there something that is taking place positively about the wage bill? Honorable Speaker, when I was looking at the recommendation by the committee, there was one important aspect here about integrating the integration of digital, adoption of the digital system, whereby all the employees can be placed and earn digitally. And we know those who are not supposed to be there. The reason why I've mentioned that, me being a victim maybe some days back, it took almost 1 year for my details to come from that point to this point, which means there's a gap. And this is why we always cry about the wage bill. Honorable Speaker, my major concern was about the on-source revenue. That was just by the way. About our on-source revenue, I think at a particular time, if I'm not wrong, maybe last year, or from 2022, 2023, or 2023, 2024, let me say so, we were leading in the on-source revenue. But I just would plea with the committee, maybe at their committee level, they were shared with, the department shared, the Department for Finance, maybe shared with them, the challenges which had made them maybe to reduce in their own source revenue. To me, as honorable member, I feel there are some gaps, and you will agree with me as a house. Some areas somewhere within this county, we don't get revenue from them. And maybe these are the reasons why we are dropping in our own source revenue. And I feel as a committee, let them maybe dig deep into this, and at a particular time, let us also get the reasons, the challenges, so that we share. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, I just want to mention that under the pending bills, I feel at a particular time, we need maybe to know or get a quarterly report about these pending bills in this way. How much, what amount is pending? How much has been paid? And what is the balance? If we don't get this quarterly, and now when we call the department here to come and maybe we interrogate them, they sing about pending bill. We don't know where we are coming from. We don't know where we are. We don't know where we are heading to. Honorable Speaker, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable.
Let me end by quoting that I support the adoption of this report, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Milkaron. Honorable Pollock.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. From the onset, I rise to support the adoption of this report by the Honorable House, Honorable Speaker, but also to thank my chair, Honorable Titus, and the second, Honorable Tony. I guess the House can see there's a new vibe from the Budget Committee, which is a good thing for this House. Honorable Speaker, allow me to dwell on the critical aspect of public participation, Honorable Speaker, on county governance, but more particularly on this issue of CFSP for 2024-2025, Honorable Speaker. I happen to be the chair of Justice and Legal Affairs Committee on this House, Honorable Speaker, and late last year, the committee tabled a report, in fact, a bill on the Homa Bay County Public Participation Bill 2024 that was passed by this Honorable House. And you can see the fruits that the committee is following that to the latter by doing the following. We had a public participation that was well attended by the public. Honorable Speaker, the Constitution of Kenya 2010, under Article 10 and 196, 201, and 232 enshrines public participation as a fundamental governance principle, Honorable Speaker. The County Government Act 2012, Section 87, mandates public engagement in policy and budgetary decisions, Honorable Speaker. The the PFM Act 2012, Section 117 requires public involvement in the formulation of county physical plans, Honorable Speaker. This legal framework, Honorable Speaker, ensures that no financial, economic, or development policy is implemented without involving the intended beneficiaries, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, public participation is not just a constitutional obligation, but a critical pillar for the effective governance, economic growth, and public trust, Honorable Speaker. Public participation reduces corruption, Honorable Speaker, and you can note that counties that have regularly involved the public in their budgetary process, they don't get so many audit queries, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Budget Committee undertook a public participation on the 27th of last month, Honorable Speaker, running from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Honorable Speaker. This is after a 13-day notice was given by the House to create awareness on the public participation. Honorable Speaker, as the chair of JLAC, I'm so proud that the committee is being involved in the decision-making in this county. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support.
Thank you so much, Honorable Odok, for the good debate. Honorable Sophie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me condole with our county and the school, Ober, for this tragic loss of lives of learners, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, it is a big loss to the young generation. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me also take time to welcome the students, the teachers, to this honorable house, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is a big privilege to have them around. When I saw them in their beautiful uniform, it has just reminded me that at one given point, I was of almost their size. Forget about the bulky body I have today. And how I wish I could rewind my life to go back to their status. I think, let me also wish them the very best of luck as they grow up to become better citizens of this country, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first and foremost, allow me to commend the person, the chair, the very chair. Mr. Speaker, how I wish when people are presenting their reports, they could be given maybe a table in the front. Mr. Speaker, if you could have just looked at the kind of materials the chair and the vice chair were putting on today, Mr. Speaker, how I wish they could have been given a front table, even to be captured well, even on the attire, Mr. Speaker. But put that one aside. The way the chair presented the report, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, and I is quoted, Mr. Speaker. I want to tell you, you'd think that he's been here for the better part of the year. Congratulations, Mr. Chair, and congratulations, the seconder to the motion, to the report. Mr. Speaker, if you look deeply into this report, it tells you the committee plus the secretariat did a wonderful work. Mr. Speaker, I want to underscore on these issues. Mr. Speaker, for how long will we be crying over the wage bill of our county? For how long? Mr. Speaker, another thorn in the house, in the flesh, is now this issue of pending bills. Mr. Speaker, when they talk about pending bills, some are touching on us. And why am I saying us? Our wards. Because we have work that has been done, the contractors are looking for their dues, and they are not considered, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I was seated in one of the committees when the CEC members were being interrogated. There was a question that I also insisted that should be answered. This issue on staff establishment. Mr. Speaker, if we get an answer that this is a question that is too difficult to be answered, and they cannot present to the committees, and even before us, the very clear record of staff establishment, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, even in your home, where we mothers, when you are preparing food, and you don't know the exact number of the people you are going to feed, either the food will be less, or you never cook and waste, Mr. Speaker. So there is something that we need to do as an assembly. And this issue of wage bill, staff establishment, we need to do something to correct it once and for all, to make our county run smoothly. Mr. Speaker, if it is not addressed in good time, then it is going to be a disease. I can maybe refer to my colleague who mentioned it as a cancer. Mr. Speaker, let us not allow this. Let us save our county. Let us save the general public. Mr. Speaker, and you know, when they now say we cease employment, Mr. Speaker, are we really right? Are we really right to cease employing? We even have sons and daughters at home. They cannot secure jobs outside in other counties. And in our own county again, they cannot. Mr. Speaker, I think we are lying somewhere. So, what I know that is happening, and it has been mentioned, like now, they mentioned about 110 that were illegally employed. Mr. Speaker, why don't we go to the root cause? The people who are employed illegally, action should be taken to them. We should take serious action against them, Mr. Speaker, to make sure that we correct this matter once and for all. But when we give room, they'll take home the 110, but you'll find more than 200 again employed to increase on our wage bill. Mr. Speaker, it is really paining. It is really paining. I didn't want to talk about this because this report is exhaustively explained to us. But we need to do something about the pending bills and our wage bill. Because with this high wage bill, Mr. Speaker, as an elected member, Mr. Speaker, where are we going to get money to do development in our wards, Mr. Speaker? How are we going to develop ourselves? Instead, we'll be pumping a lot of money on salaries and recurrent, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to bore you, but if you look at my face and see how serious I am when mentioning this, Mr. Speaker, one day I'll get hold of somebody, Mr. Speaker, you'll see what I'll do to that very person who is bringing us, okay, on Billy I said, I toned down. Okay, I'm down now, Mr. Honorable Billy. Mr. Speaker, it is pathetic. Let us do something as honorable members. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Sophie Salim. Honorable Susan Onyango.
And thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity given. First of all, allow me welcome the student from Uyobiro Secondary School. Feel relaxed and enjoy the proceedings of this Honorable House. Honorable Speaker, just before I support the adoption of this report, allow me commend the chair and the members of the committee plus the secretariat for a job well presented to this Honorable House. Honorable Speaker, the County Fiscal Strategy paper, Honorable Speaker, it is crucial to align our country fiscal policies with the national strategies, Honorable Speaker. While doing this, Honorable Speaker, has been also tackled by my colleagues, Honorable Speaker. The third one is about the physical sustainability, Honorable Speaker. I'll talk on the physical sustainability, Honorable Speaker, which must be at the heart of our financial planning, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, at the national level, efforts are being made to reduce the fiscal deficits, Honorable Speaker, and manage debt prudently, Honorable Speaker. Similarly, Honorable Speaker, our county must adopt responsible budgeting practices, Honorable Speaker, that clears the pending bills, Honorable Speaker, and we really need to ensure that every borrowed or allocated resource is utilized effectively, Honorable Speaker. When you check at the County Fiscal Strategy Paper 2025, Honorable Speaker, it outlines practical steps, Honorable Speaker, such as performance-based budgeting and enhanced financial oversight, Honorable Speaker, which will help maintain fiscal discipline and prevent unnecessary borrowing that could burden future administration, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, when the three key areas, that is the fiscal sustainability, the expenditure management, and the revenue, Honorable Speaker, we can ensure that our county's development agenda remains on track while maintaining financial stability, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I urge this assembly or Honorable House to support the County Fiscal Strategy Paper 2025 as it presents a realistic and strategic framework for our county's economic growth and service delivery, Honorable Speaker. Without much ado, I stand to support the adoption of this report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Susan. Honorable Billy Noah, is that your buzzer? Honorable Nyakomita.
The Right Honorable Speaker, thank you for the latitude. I also rise in principle to support the adoption of this report. First and foremost, allow me, Honorable Speaker, also to join my colleague in condoling with the family. It's a sad news that we've just received today for what happened for the Uber boys. So we pray for the family and we request the family to take heart. Secondly, also allow me, Honorable Speaker, to welcome our younger scholars in this house, plus the lead team, that is the teachers. One of the things that I learned in school is about the knowledge acquisition. So you are there today, and we expect you tomorrow to make a contribution or probably what you will have learned during the process of schooling. So feel welcome and feel comfortable. Honorable Speaker, I don't have much on this, but one thing that really struck me on this document is the theme of this policy document for 2025. And I can quote the theme, that is to consolidate the gains
under the governor, under the Genoa Economic Transformative for Inclusive. And the key word there, the green growth. So that part makes this document almost the best today to guide us in terms of strategic priorities for the coming financial year. So the other thing that has also been placed so well is the legal framework that guides this document. So it's based on other legal aspects like the Article 201, Section 117, Part 1, Regulation 26, that is 3 and 4. So the document is well anchored and guided by this legal framework. And lastly, when this process was being done, it went through even the public participation, and there were voice of the public which were captured. If you look at page 21 to page 23, where there were public voices, and now what the committee, the team of the budget, also recommended. So I stand to support the adoption of this report. Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Nyakomita. Is somebody requesting Nia Saron? Honorable Saron.
Senior. It has it is red, eh?
Honorable Saron, okay, the floor is yours.
Yeah, it is mine. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you. I rise to support the adoption of this report. Mr. Speaker, it becomes difficult to me once people with knowledge of accounting like Honorable Theo, once they have talked before you, you miss words to talk. But I want to try at least to get some words. Mr. Speaker, what has impressed me in this report is that, I don't know, but that's my own observation that allow me to thank Honorable Theo first. Mr. Theo, you know, Honorable Tony, once, this is the first report being presented before this house once you are taken to the accounts budget committee, and I've seen a lot of improvements. I think there's something unique in you, so I'm supporting that. Mr. Speaker, I have
your point of order. What is your point of order? Honorable Sharon, resume your seat.
Right, Honorable Speaker, this is our House of Procedures and Records. The Honorable Sharon, who is my good friend, I sometimes call him Daktari, is saying that this is the first report that is being presented since I was, for lack of a better word, moved to the budget committee. I don't know where I was when we were presenting the first report. Yeah, because it's clear that we presented a supplementary one here. I think he was in the House. Honorable Speaker, I'm wondering whether some people are here and they're already thinking about 2027.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You are challenged.
No, what I was trying to say, 25, not other papers, but the 25 one, this one is the first one. Mr. Speaker, allow me to thank this committee. They have done a good job, wonderful. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy if you read 7.6 under Ministry of Education, Technical Training, and Capital, Human Capital. I'm happy that our cry, we have been crying that the allocation for the I classes was a bit low. I'm happy that it has been increased to 1.5. But again, for those people who are coming from hardship areas like me and others, we are still saying that please, next time add something so that it can be more than other wards because we are coming from difficult places. But I'm happy it has been added.
What is your point of order, Honorable?
The member who is on the floor has actually talked about an issue that there is 1.5 allocated for ward-based. He has not resumed. He's not respecting me.
Honorable Saron, will you resume your seat? He has resumed.
This is under Standing Order number 87, Statement of Fact. I do not know where Honorable Sharon got the budgetary allocation of 1.5 per classroom, because it is not in this fiscal policy that we have. So kindly withdraw. I ask that you rule that he withdraws that from his speech.
Honorable Saron, you are challenged to be factual.
Chair, what I have here, 7.9.
Be unanswered, Honorable Saron.
What I have here, 7.9, allow me just to read what I have. But okay, all the same, I've said that I've accepted the challenge, but what I have here, 7.9. 7.9, okay, there's something about classroom, Mr. Chair. If you read 7.9, 160I classroom will be built at a cost of 1.5 million. It is here. This is what I have. Okay, let me continue, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I want just again to remind that in our next budget, Chair, we are budgeting and we are doing a lot of development, and we are proud of what we are doing, Mr. Chair. So I'm just requesting that when we are going now to do the budget, let's them to put money for...
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Hamilton, what is your point of order and which understanding order?
I'm seeking your guidance, Honorable Speaker, that I'm a little bit confused. I don't know whether the speaker on the floor is addressing the chair budget or addressing you. Last time I visited my standing orders, that all references should be made to the Honorable Speaker. So when he talks about the chair, is it the chair budget or chair what? I'm seeking your guidance, Honorable Speaker.
All references should be made to the Speaker, not the chair. Honorable Saron.
Hello. Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Okay, you are equally a chair, but I'm referring to
Honorable Saron, don't talk to members directly. Talk to members through the Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, allow me to talk to the members directly.
No, you are out of order, Honorable Saron. Land, or else I'll stop you.
Okay, I've apologized, Mr. Speaker. Okay, what I'm just trying to say that through the Speaker, Mr. Speaker, that when we are going to do our budget 2025-2026, I'm just going to propose to the committee through you, Mr. Speaker, that we are doing a lot in terms of development, like even our roads. We have drilled water, but even we don't have money for maintaining all this what we have done. So I'm requesting that in our next budget, Mr. Speaker, let the budget committee try to put something for maintenance of what we have done. Others, I stand to support the adoption of this report.
I'm going to give Honorable Ogada, then Honorable Chair Agriculture, and then I'll call the mover to reply. Honorable Ogada.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and let me stand on the already established protocol and bereave with the family of Ober boys who are my neighbors, and also welcome the students and teachers who are here. Mine is short. We have just gone through the fiscal strategy paper, which lays the roadmap of the finances, both income and expenditure, in development and recurrent in the years that are coming. And when I was in school many years ago, I heard that a budget is, or any document that purports to bring a budget is a statement of intention. I want to raise 2 or 3 questions that the chair budget would respond to in conclusion. Number 1, earlier on I had raised an issue on the issue of the dwindling donor support. And I mentioned here clearly about the action of Trump and how it affects the health sector. Has that been taken care of in the fiscal strategy paper in terms of planning on how to fix the gaps that will be realized? That is one thing that the chair should deal with. Number 2, the issue of the wage bill. I think wage bill is based on a percentage, and the 35% we should be enlightened. Is it a percentage of what? if it has to do with the general income, both from on-source revenue and from the conditional grants and the exchequer, then the solution should be there if we increase our units of production, and so that our income is higher, then that percentage will go down. Lastly, I would also want to raise the issue on on-source revenue focus, which we have not realized what is projected every year. And out there, the voters are also crying that the rates are really high. So I think if we want to talk about sustainability, as my colleague Susan mentioned, Honorable Susan, then a more realistic budgeting procedure and more research should be done on the sources of on-source revenue, whether they are sustainable, whether they fit the county. And lastly, we also need to think about whether we are simply a service economy or a production economy. I believe the chair is able enough to respond to the few highlights. Otherwise, I support the adoption of the paper, which is very good.
Thank you, Honorable Gada. Honorable Jango.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for granting me the opportunity also to say something about this report. Secondly, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the able chair of budget and the secretariat and the members of the budget. Thirdly, I need to share the grief with parents and stakeholders of Ober Boys Primary School who got into an accident and now they are not happy. And also, I would like to welcome the students, population, teaching fraternity who have managed to reach into this Honorable Assembly of your Bureau. Well, welcome. Mine is going to concentrate on the recommendation. It is logical to manage the wage bill. And if we can remind ourselves as chairs who are sitting in the liaison in this assembly, I know we did receive recommendations from 2 ministries that were requesting this assembly to allow them employ skilled manpower, that is Minister of Health and Minister of Agriculture. As a chair of Agriculture, I would talk on behalf of Agriculture. I know my ministry, where I oversight, requested a permission from this Honorable Assembly to allow the employment of agricultural extension officers to help farmers for food security in this respected county. I also went through the report of health that they requested to employ nurses, also lab technologies, so that the service delivery in health sector is realized as intended by both arms of government, that is ourselves sitting in this assembly and our brothers working in the executive. I hope the chair budget will allow me to say something, that this recommendation of freezing employment, it is good because it is a method of managing wage bill, but they ought to have been specific so that we reduce the employment of non-skilled workforce as we concentrate in employing the skilled manpower, so that our target as a county in terms of quality when it comes to health sector and in terms of food sustainability to our people is achieved. I only observe that, and I want to support the adoption of this report. With that, in the year, I want it to go into the year of our able budget and the committee, so that we are not going to generalize this freezing of employment, because our health sector is suffering And agriculture is also suffering because we don't have skilled manpower to advise our farmers at rural point. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. And with that, I stand to support the adoption.
Thank you, Honorable Ojango. Honorable Titus Asiago. There are issues which have been raised by member. Could you please come and reply? There is a buzzer. Honorable Evelyn.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I don't take any offense for having not seen my buzzer. I came it a little bit late. I was still on some legal issues and sent my apology. Mr. Speaker, just as I was getting in, the chair budget was almost through with the report, but I want to say that let me join the House also to congratulate them for having brought a very good report that can be easily followed even by the latecomers like Honorable Evelyn. Mr. Speaker, allow me also welcome the Wio Bureau Secondary School students for this morning having chosen to join County Assembly of Homa Bay, and please feel most welcomed. May I also let the House know that this is one of the schools that we are proud around from Homa Bay Town constituency, Homa Bay Central Ward. This is a school that has done the community proud, and we are able at least to show cause that they have at least some elements that we can emulate from them. He's given us doctors, he's given us nurses, teachers, and all cadres. So we congratulate you this morning to continue working hard. It's a community school that has really done much to the community. And this can be well identified, having been a teacher at Ngere Primary School. This used to be our school where we used to feed them with very good students, and we can now talk of doctors, nurses, and all cadres. Thank you. Allow me add my voice in this physical strategy paper that has been brought up by the chair, that is Honorable from Kaksingri Ward, having been seconded by my able MCA from Arujo Ward, Tony Otieno, in quotes Otheo. I want to say that the physical strategy paper of 2025 have been brought up well. And and I want to congratulate them for having taken into consideration the fact of taking the community at heart. You realize that from the public participation of the county physical strategy paper of 2025, much has dwelt on the public. And remember, from the representation we are just a representation from the public that has been given an opportunity to represent the public in this house. And remember, with the coming up of the devolution that was brought by our father, His Excellency Dr. Raila Amolo Odinga, one of the most focus that was in this devolution is the participation, the public participation. That is, we lead from down to up, upward mobility. So I want to say that when you look at the sector of health services, the child rate mortality has been really disturbing, especially in our public hospitals, and this has to be checked on well, Mr. Speaker. Why do I say it has to be checked on? I want to appreciate the national government for having brought the issue of Nyamrerwa in quotes, the CHIWs, who have turned to be doctors. And indeed, if it is not well taken care of, you'll realize that all the CHIWs have turned to be doctors in the village. They can prescribe even medicine, and this has made our people to be more lazy at home, and hence they don't really report in time to our health services in the health sectors that have been brought up in our hospitals. So you end up that this mortality has gone up due to that laxity that the CHIWs are around. We want to appreciate the fact that they are there to enhance, but there should be a spot check where they are checked on whatever they administrate to the public. And this will also ensure that we check on I've heard of the wage bill. wage bill is a really a problem to our county because the income that we get goes most to the wage bill issues. And this is where I also want to encourage members that if the wage bill is not taken care of, we are going to be at a standstill. You realize that Kenya is growing at a faster rate, and so many graduates are coming out of the institutions, both from the vocational to our global institutions that we have. And you realize that most of them cannot get good jobs because we have given the non-skilled a lot of space, that you realize that even in those places that we need the technical advice have been taken by the non-skilled. And this non-skilled has brought a lot of this wage bill. No wonder today you don't know even where to take, you don't know whether to take your child to school or just to leave them so that nature takes its own course. Why do I say this? You realize that those with credentials that ought to be given an opportunity cannot get opportunity, and you find that those that did not even go and make efforts to be better than whatever they are today get faster consideration than those who have toiled to do so. So it has to be checked on in terms of the wage bill. I also want to, as I was going through the report, there is this issue of the translation. During public participation, there is need for us to translate using that language that can be easily understood by the public. And this one, you realize that nowadays when you go to our markets, you realize that the women who are there, sometimes they are not given that opportunity to use that language that they are able to understand. No wonder they are not even able to do their business well, because you live here, you go to Kisii, you bring tomatoes, you bring your food, you come here. When you come here, you get the taxes are also there. And in one, you go maybe for one sack of vegetable. You want to give tax for almost a whole week. So they end up not even meeting their financial obligations. They end up not paying back the loans that they take from the banks. So you realize that that circulation of money among the community has gone too low. So this ought to be given an opportunity whereby our women are given an opportunity, men and women are given an opportunity so that they get to understand the businesses that they do well. Or else one time we'll wake up and get our women are not even able to go to the markets. And this is a very big cry that has to be taken into consideration without much ado. I also want to talk about the expansion of the taxes. You realize that it's only a few who pay the high taxes and the rest do not pay. No wonder the investors are now not willing to come, because they do a lot of taxes, and again the circulation of money is down. So the balancing of the profit and the losses are not realized. And so I want to say, Mr. Speaker, that the fiscal strategy paper that has been brought this morning by the able chair is quite in order, and we wish it's taken into consideration so that our county gains and get to be where it ought to have been. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Evelyn, for your contribution. I'm calling upon the mover to reply. Honorable Tata Sasiago.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, to start with, I will also thank each and everyone who has debated on our report. And thanks again for the comments that you've made to us as a committee. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I will say that as it was mentioned by Honorable Polodok, I think as time goes, you'll get to notice a lot of changes when it comes to this committee. And I think as the committee works on and to improving and to development on allocations, Honorable Speaker, I think our county is to be placed at a better place as we've always projected. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I will wish to start with Honorable Sharon, whatever he said about the 1.5. I will wish to tell the House that Honorable Sharon is misinforming the House. And the document that is referring to is a document that was presented by the department. And as the department recommended, we had also to go and review as a committee. And if you check into the document that has been shared with this Honorable House today, we only mentioned that 240 million has been done what? Has been allocated for construction of 160 classrooms. Honorable Speaker, what we are looking into is making sure that each and every ward gets at least 6. That's what I think we are focused on. Honorable Speaker, as it was mentioned by Honorable Daniel Bishop, Honorable Speaker, we know we have the dwindling support that we get for the aids that we get from other partners. Honorable Speaker, that was put into consideration. Another thing, Honorable Speaker, as a county, we need to cut our cloth we need to cut our coat according to the size of the cloth that we have. Honorable Speaker, we will not wish to bloat a budget that might not be sustainable. Honorable Speaker, most of honorable members who are commenting on this CFSC report, they have majorly talked about the wage bill. And I think, Honorable Speaker, one of the things that the committee realized and actually commented was that when we want to fight this, we need also to broaden the revenue base. And the revenue base, there are several ways of broadening it. When the taxes are so high, those who pay taxes become very less in number. When it is lowered, so many people will do what? Will get into businesses, and at the end of the day, we shall have collected a lot of revenue. And with that, even at the 49% that the current wage bill that we have now, if we broaden the base, revenue collection base, I think we'll just meet that, and I think our county will not maybe go through the depression of wage bill that we have right now. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, as one would say, I will say that I thank everyone who debated on this report, and to those who also debated silently as they were listening, I thank you all. And Honorable Speaker, as it has also been mentioned, there are a lot of changes that we've done, and if you look into the report, and even when the public were engaging with us, it was the first time that the public recognized that they were given enough notice for the public participation. And I will wish that not only the budget committee, I will wish that each and every time that there is a public participation, the public is given an adequate time, and also be given an opportunity to do what? To go through that document that is to be looked at, so that when they participate informed. Honorable Speaker, I've also heard Honorable Evelyn also talk of translations. Honorable Speaker, by law, it is stated that during those public participation, there are things that can be done at the lowest level. When it gets to this level, Honorable Speaker, only 3 languages are supposed to be used. That is English, Kiswahili, and the sign language. Honorable Speaker, and I will report to this House that as we were conducting the public participation, the 3 languages were honored, and actually we had a sign language interpreter. So all the legal threshold was met as we were working on this report. Honorable Speaker, I thank each and everyone, and thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable members, the report having been effectively debated upon by honorable members, I therefore put the question that this House adopt the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on Homa Bay County Fiscal Strategy Paper 2020-25. Will as many as with similar opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as with contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, adjournment.
Honorable members, this House stand adjourned to 2nd April 2025 at 2:30 p.m.